can indeed be a powerful force for positive change. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming His Excellency Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus, Chief Advisor of the Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, to deliver the keynote address at the BIMSTEC Young Gen Forum, where the future meets.
Good afternoon. I'm very lucky. I'm lucky because this is my first meeting of BIMSTEC, and that meeting begins with the meeting with the young people. That's what makes me very lucky. All along, I tried to get inspiration from young people, and that helped me to move in the direction that I see in the eyes of the young people and the hopes and aspirations of the young people. That has driven me all along. So I'm very happy that this BIMSTEC journey for me begins with the young people. In this brief presentation, I'll just talk about some of the highlights of my story, how it went. But Excellencies and ladies and gentlemen, and my young friends, first I must express my deep condolences for the tragedy that's taken away so many lives in Myanmar and also in Thailand. And this makes us aware of the limitation of our capacity to save people, and uncertainty, the way nature behaves, that we cannot track. We still have a long way to go, how to make sure we understand the nature and get along with it, making sure we can save people from the uncertainties that confronts us. Bangladesh is also a part of the area which is prone to earthquake. Luckily, we have not hit by such tragedy in Bangladesh yet. I'll just give an idea how I got into the things that I have done in the past. I was just mentioning to His Excellency Minister of Social Development that I used to teach in the USA, in Middle Tennessee State University, back in end of 60s and beginning of 70s. I was mentioning because I was surprised to see in my class, almost 1/3 of the class are Thai students. That's not what I expected when I began my teaching job. But I became very close to them. One reason was they are doing very bad in exams. Not because they're bad students. They're very good students. But they couldn't write in English. So I gave them a formula how we overcome that problem. That I'll say, you write in Thai, don't have to worry about it. Don't have to write in English. I'm not your English teacher, I'm your economics teacher. So they will write in Thai, and I'll pick one of the Thai students to come to my place and explain to me, read it, and explain to me what the student is writing about. If I see that it's written in the right way, he gets the grade. So I became a good friend of all the Thai students, of course. So that link lingered for a long time. That, and I left USA just because Bangladesh became an independent country in 1971. I left in the June of 1972 to come back to Bangladesh with all the excitement that you have a new country, you can design it with the dreams of your imagination, and you're all excited that you have independence, an independent country. So I was trying to see what I can do in that journey. But very soon, all the excitements of creating a new country started disappearing because Bangladesh was sinking very deep into economic troubles. By 1974, we had a terrible famine in the country. We read about famine in the textbooks, in the history books, but never see a famine around you. Now we have the experience of seeing a famine. You're coming from the United States with all the excitement of moving forward. Now country is sinking in depth, unimaginable depth. You see dead bodies on the street. It's not a disease, it's not COVID-19 which made them die. It's just not being able to have a fistful of rice to keep them alive. So as a young person, you start wondering, what good is this university where I'm teaching is all about? You can teach all the brilliant theories in classrooms. Walk out of the classroom, you see dead bodies. So it unnerved me completely. I didn't know where to begin, what to do. I did little thing here, little thing there, didn't work. Then I decided, Bangladesh is too big for me. I'm a small guy. I can't do anything for whole Bangladesh. But I can do something for the village next to the university campus. This is a very interesting university, beautiful new university, but located in the midst of villages, not in the city, in an urban setting. So I decided this tiny village next to the campus is my Bangladesh. I'll do everything I can to make sure this village remains away from the deaths from hunger. Not only this year, next year, a year from now on. So all the imagination that you have with a good economic life, I tried to bring in my ideas, how to build this, create those situations in this village. I did little things again to see if I can be helpful to people. Then I realized the village is too big for me. I can't do anything for the whole village. So I started paying attention to individuals. That's a long story. When I started talking to the people in the village, get to know them, they look at me with suspicion because I'm coming from the university, which is just next door. But still, you're a kind of quote-unquote foreigner. Luckily for me, I could speak the local dialect. So that way, there was no language difference. So one particular event took me to take a next step. Woman I met, she was a victim of a loan shark. She did a wonderful job, But the benefit of her job is entirely taken away by the loan shark who provide her the money to buy the ingredients for whatever she is making. And the loan size was just over $1. That's a loan. But that $1 loan kind of made her into a slave labor. And instead of overcoming the problem, she became a slave labor because whatever she prepares, the condition of the loan shark is, you have to sell anything you produce to me at the price I decide. Imagine that. So in the conversation, I said, if I give you the dollar, can you produce and sell it in the market? She was not familiar with the market. She said, I can try. So that was my first loan I gave. Gave her $1. I said, you have to pay me back. But whenever you can, I'm not going to force you to do anything. And the results I got from her kind of made me think, if $1 can do such a thing, why don't I do more? And I still have lots of money in my pocket. I'm coming from the United States. I was teaching there for several years. My pockets are full with dollar. So that was the beginning. And it led to step by step, not only just lending money, but raising questions, fundamental questions. If this money, this dollar can change one person's life, and you get your money back, why don't we do more? I go to the bank in the campus. It's a newly built campus, newly built banking offices. I talked to the manager. He said, why don't you lend money to the people, poor people in the village? He was shocked. He simply argued, bank cannot lend money to poor people. They argued and argued. Nothing changed. I said, you know what? Your banking system is totally wrong. You are built in a wrong principle. The principle that you work with, the more you have, the more you get. So you're always looking for the guys who have more so that you can give them more. I said, that's kind of reverse of the actual principle that you should have. Actual principle should have been, the less you have, the more attention you get. And my first responsibility is to go at your door to serve you. You don't do that. As a result, you create this problem for the whole village and for the whole country. Now I see it's the whole world. Same banking principle. The more you have, the more you get. If you have nothing, you get nothing. So stay there. The whole idea of transforming the society is killed right there. There's nothing wrong with people. They're full of energy, full of creative ideas. But the institutions are built in the wrong way. So I started becoming very vocal. Since I'm a university professor, I'm quoted in the press. I make it very, very sharp. People laugh at me. This crazy guy, don't understand any business, any banking. He keeps talking loud about something which cannot be done at all. Poor people need jobs, not money. I started answering that question. I said, money is more important than job. That became another root of my arguments. And I continue to do that. But for the time being, I'm saying not only banks should be made in a way that you should be focusing, started doing business at the bottom first and then gradually move up. To make it more focused, I started saying not only credit is important, it should be considered as a human right. People say, what bank loan has got to do with human rights? I said everything. Right to live, right to shelter, right to health, right to health. These are recognized as human rights. You cannot achieve right to food, right to shelter, right to health, all these, unless you establish right to credit. The moment you have the right to credit, others will be established by themselves, by people themselves. You don't have to bring it from outside, because credit leads to income. So that continued. I said, since bank doesn't give the money, why don't I create my own bank? So that is another route. We started with that $1 loan. Now I'm talking about creating my own bank. It took a lot of time. Finally, I created a bank for the village, called it Village Bank. In Bangla, we call it Grameen Bank. That's the word you hear. Grameen means village, village bank. And I was very excited. And how do we get all this thing done? With all my students. I didn't have anybody else. My students loved those ideas. They were with me all the time. Continued with that. So it's established in the village. Then it started spilling over to the other villages and other villages. Soon we see it became nationwide bank. Everybody said, why do you do that? That doesn't do anything, this tiny little money, $5, $10, $20. That's not, I said, that's the beginning. First dollar is the most important dollar in everybody's life. But the world denies that money. What I'm doing, I'm just bringing that as a human right, that you can do that. As a bank, it's not a charity. Then I started arguing about the charity versus loan. I said, charity is a wonderful idea. Charity money goes out, does wonderful things. The money doesn't come back. So you have one time use your money. But if you invest and lend the money, and the person who took the money promises to pay you back with interest so that you can cover your cost, that's a fantastic opening. You can go thousands of miles with that. Nobody can stop you because money rolls back again and again. So use the same money over and over again. And I started saying, charity money has only one life. You can use the money once only. Money goes out, does a wonderful job, but never comes back. That's called charity. I say the same thing if I use it as a loan. I lend the money, I provided the funds, charge the cost of the operation, money comes back. Use it again. It does the same thing again. So you can expand and expand and expand. Reach out to millions and millions of people. It's very difficult to argue such things in the environment where banking means you have to be providing collateral. I said collateral is the wrong idea. It's a wall built to deny poor people access to bank. That's the only purpose. How dare you say that? I said, say it because I don't have collateral in my system. People take money, they pay me back. Oh, they will never pay back. I said, they have been paying back all my life. I have no problem. Oh, they will finally show you that you are not right because they will not pay you back. I said, I've been doing it for years. Many people are copying it. They are doing it for years. Just because you imagine something doesn't make it right. This is real. We do it every day. So that's another road opened up. Banking without collateral. I said collateral is just an excuse to refuse people financial services from the banking system. If it can work without collateral, why do you need a collateral? Then people say, oh, Bangladesh is a crazy country, funny country. You can get away with this kind of thing and people listen to you. I said, no, not Bangladesh alone. Now it's spreading in many countries. Right now, it's a funny thing. It's working in the United States. 35 major cities in the United States have Grameen program called Grameen America. They have over 200,000 borrowers, all women, 100% women. In Bangladesh, it's about 95% women. In the United States, 100% women, not a single man in the whole system. Last year, we lent out over $1.5 billion in tiny loans. In tiny loans in the United States means under $1,000, $500, $700, and so on, and expanding. Very soon, we'll be arriving at a situation we'll be lending out over $5 billion a year. That's the spread going. So this is, again, you're challenging the system to change the world. You cannot create a world with the same system. If you want to change the world, you have to change the system. There's no other option for you, no matter how you argue with it. If you go by the same road, you'll always get to the same destination. If you want to go to a new destination, you have to build a new road. So that became another issue. We continued with that, and when we have this system working in Bangladesh, we saw problems with children, healthcare, education. So we started adding these things. First thing we did about toilets. Poor families don't have any toilet. We said, if you're a Grameen Bank borrower, first thing we do, you must have a toilet. And we lend you money to build the toilet. They said, well, how do we pay it back? Don't worry. You pay a tiny, tiny little bit. So small that it doesn't bother you anymore. But over years, you'll pay us back the entire amount. So we built a company to produce toilet and install in every single house, the Grameen Bank family house. So toilet became an essential thing in Grameen families. And we had no problem with giving the money, spending the money, and getting the money back. Then we started giving them housing loans. Again, the same principle. We build a house, you build a house, we give the money, you pay over a long period. Then we started bringing health care through health insurance. You pay a tiny little bit, but you're covered under health insurance. Again, it pays it back. So we created lots of these little things, one after another, in a sustainable way, in a financially sustainable way. They said, you must be getting lots and lots of foreign money to do all these things. I said, I don't take any foreign money at all. Grameen Bank resists foreign money. Many big international organizations wanted to give lots of money. I said, no, we don't need money. We have plenty of money. We are in a business. We generate our own money within a bank. Banking system is a very interesting system. It generates its own money. People come and put the deposits in the bank and use the money to give it to the people. And we are the most reliable bank in the whole country. We work in all the villages. People from the area, they come and put the money because no other bank. So we have lots of money coming in. Our problem is not shortage of money. Our problem was a surplus of money. They put the money in, but we don't know how quickly to expand your business because your business is fixed. It has to be poor women. They have capacity to take money is limited. So it's a very